Good afternoon, Cross Timbers. Today is Wednesday, April 15th, 2015. This is Texan TV News from Tarleton State University campus in Stephenville, Texas, and I'm Brittney Phillips. Today's top stories. In campus news, the results are in from this year's student body president and vice president election. Lura Rylant and Ana Gutierrez-Perez were elected yesterday with more than 50% of the votes. This is the second time students had a chance to vote because there was not a candidate who won majority of the votes in the first election last week. Earlier today, we sat down with Lura Rylant to discuss her plans for this upcoming year. Here's the exclusive interview. Hi, I'm Brittney Phillips here with the new student body president, Lura Rylant, and we're just going to ask you a few questions. So Lura, what made you want to run for student body president?
Do I need to ask? Okay, sorry. It's just servant leadership. That's kind of something I'm really big into, especially being here at Tarleton. Are we actually live? Oh! Sorry.
No, you're good.
Just servant leadership, and something I really wanted to, it's something I'm really big into, like I said, but it was really a sort of a calling. I'm really involved in different organizations on campus, and next year I'll be a senior and I'll be graduating, and I kind of thought to myself, what's that next step? And the next step for me is this. It's that one thing, that last lap of my 4 years here, and so it's something that I really want to try and give my all to, and that's really one reason why I wanted to go for student body president.
What goals do you hope to accomplish this year as student body president?
Goals: getting the students connected on campus and with the university. One big thing that I really want to try and do and strive to accomplish is to make students aware of what's going on and what's happening around their campus, because not a lot of students know, and I've sort of been able and blessed to know more information than others, and there's a lack of communication, there's a barrier there, and Anna and I really want to uplift that barrier and get the students more involved and passionate about the university like we are, or more passionate, I would say, because they still are passionate.
And what's one of the first things you plan to enact as president?
One big thing that we really want to try and do is to make the student center that one-stop shop for the dining hall. The Chick-fil-A and the Tarleton, or what is it called, the taco sushi, and then the taco bar. That's one big thing that we really want to try and implement. The student center is open, and there's students on campus that stay here throughout holidays and everything. So it should be open, and it should be available to those students and to the community as well. That's one way we can kind of invite the Stephenville to our campus, because right now they say, oh my gosh, the campus is closed, this is like this horrible prison thing, and we really want to try and invite them. And I think that's one way we can do that is, there is Chick-fil-A in Stephenville. Let them come and see, let them see our university, and let us see our campus, and let us see our students. So that's one big thing that we really want to try and enact.
That's great. What kind of legacy do you want to leave after this year?
A legacy. That's so hard. I want it to be as positive as possible. Maya Angelou is like a big person in my life, that a big inspiration to me, and one thing I really want to try and accomplish and do is live up to her, and live up to kind of what it's a saying. It goes, at the end of the day, it doesn't matter what you did or what you said, it's how you made someone feel. That's one big thing, is making that impression, are changing someone's life in some sort of way, touching hearts, and making them say, okay, well, if she did it, I can do it too. There's no limitation on what you can do. It's you yourself that limits yourself. So that's one big thing as a legacy for me, is to make people feel like they can accomplish something, because you can. Yeah, sorry.
No, you're fine. Well, thank you so much for coming and taking time out of your day to talk to us and give us an interview. And we look forward to seeing everything you accomplish this year.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you for meeting with me.
In regional news, open carry in Texas has been a hot topic since the bill was brought up in Texas House and Senate. Although the bill has not been passed and was derailed Tuesday for a technical error, the topic has everyone talking, including local law enforcement. As expected, a bill allowing citizens to carry their concealed handguns in public has caused some people to worry about the safety. Erath County Sheriff Tommy Bryant told the Stephenville Empire-Tribune he has always been a big supporter of the concealed handgun license, but is worried if a person's anger gets the best of them, having a handgun on their side could mean trouble. Although the bill hasn't passed, law enforcement officials are still preparing for the possibility of citizens walking down the street with their guns on their sides. Stephenville Police Chief Jason King said it will take some time for residents and law enforcement to get used to it. And now for Texas national and international sports news from the Associated Press. In Texas news, a woman who operated a church at her suburban home in Dallas has been arrested for allegedly helping starve a 2-year-old boy to rid him of a demon, then holding a resurrection ceremony shortly after he died to try and revive him, investigators said Tuesday. Balch Springs Police Lieutenant Mark Merritt said an anonymous tip about the ceremony at Arcelia Mez's home, where several other church members also lived, led to the investigation. He also said that more arrests are likely. Meza was charged Monday with injury to a child causing serious bodily injury by omission. The 49-year-old was being held on a $100,000 bond at the local jail. World Records didn't list an attorney. No one answered the door Tuesday at her home in Balch Springs, about 15 miles east of Dallas, and phone calls at the home went unanswered. Witnesses told police that Meza and the boy's parents believed that he had a demon inside of him, and that fasting was the way to save him. Lieutenant Merritt said they didn't give the child any food for about 25 days, just some water, which ultimately caused the child to die. Church member Nazareth Zurita said she saw the child looking frail and weak the day before the resurrection ceremony, according to the police affidavit. She said the toddler fell and hit his head several times, but she hesitated to help him because she thought he was possessed by a demon. Zurita said the next time she saw the child was the next day when the boy was being held by church leader Daniel Meza, who was trying to revive him through a miracle during the ritual. Zurita said it took her a while to figure out the child was dead, according to affidavit. Investigators believe the boy died on March 21st or the next day, and the ceremony was held March 22nd in Meza's home. In national news, Pennsylvania firefighters had to be called to help a 5-year-old boy out of a tree after he climbed 30 feet to see the inside of a squirrel nest. We turn to the Associated Press for more on the story.
A curious little boy found himself in a precarious position.
He saw a giant squirrel nest and wanted to see inside of it.
So 5-year-old Landon Jones scrambled 30 feet up a tree, but couldn't get down.
Definitely nerve-wracking.
The fire department in this central Pennsylvania town showed up. The chief climbed up to talk to Landon.
I told him that I used to climb trees a lot when I was a kid.
Eventually, the chief and a couple of police officers helped bring Landon back on firm ground.
But he was real calm, wasn't scared, wasn't crying, so good outcome.
I think he's going to have a good time telling his dad this story tonight.
A story with a happy ending. Matt Friedman, Associated Press.
In international news, an assault by a gunman on the offices of Somalia's education ministry on Tuesday left 17 people dead, including 7 attackers, a government spokesman said. Police Captain Mohammed Hussein said police later secured the Ministry of Higher Education office complex. The fatalities also included 8 civilians and 2 soldiers. The Somali-based Al-Shabaab extremist group later claimed responsibility for the attack, according to the site intelligence group, which monitors extremist activity. The attackers stormed the Education Ministry office after a suicide car bomber detonated his vehicle at the gate of the complex, opening the way for the gunmen to enter. Smoke was seen rising over the compound, and security forces rushed to the scene, and ambulance ferried wounded victims to hospitals. In sports news, the Minnesota Twins have presented new manager Paul Molitor with quite a challenge after his first regular season week in charge. The Twins lost their home opener 12-3 to Kansas City on Monday, dropping their record to 1-6. Molitor's first year on the job was jarred 3 days before the 2015 schedule even started, when starting pitcher Irvin Santana was suspended for 80 games after a positive test for a banned substance. Then the Twins went to Detroit and were swept by a combined score of 22-1. Another expensive veteran in the rotation, Ricky Nolasco, was placed on the disabled list with an elbow inflammation. With a whopping 45 runs allowed and a mere 16 runs scored, the Twins are last in baseball in both categories. Today's broadcast was produced by Abby McCoy and Chandler Neal. You can watch Texan TV News live Monday through Friday at 12:30 on Northland Cable Channel 9. Don't forget to tell your friends about us and become a fan of Texan TV News on Facebook. I'm Brittney Phillips. Tune in tomorrow for the latest news from the Tarleton State University campus in Stephenville, Texas.